Hello and welcome. It is day 25 of the 2026 100-day project. I have been wanting to do a video about what I've been working on, but I've decided that I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't do it right away at the start of the project because I've been able to discover a few things and adjust and refine a bit, so I can kind of give you those details. I honestly decided to participate this year at basically the last minute. I had been in a dry spell of creativity in many ways for quite a while. Though in February I did do a face a day, I kind of challenged myself to that, called it February Faces. And that got me creating every day again. And I wanted to just continue to reestablish that daily practice. So I'm not really sure exactly how I decided what to do for my project. I just know that I love to mix colors. I could swatch all day and enjoy it very much. And I also really like to make painty papers. So somehow those all just came together as my project. I also wanted something pretty simple that wasn't like complicated and too required too much thought because otherwise I would get deterred from wanting to come do it every day. So I made the plan to choose a color every 10 days. So for the nurse and the first 9 days, I'm mixing the colors and making the painty papers. And then on the 10th day, I'm reviewing what I've done and preparing for the next color. The main part of this project is just a little swatch book. It's very simple. Um, the first day has the first color or the primary color that I'm going to be working on throughout the days. It's that color raw by itself and then mixed with black and white. And then the subsequent pages are that first color mixed with a second color. So the second color is always in this little square. This is the mix, and then with black and white. I've been doing this, and I'll probably continue to do this, where day 2, 3, and 4 are all primary colors from the color wheel, meaning red, yellow, and blue. So day 2 is with a red, day 3 is with a yellow, and day 4 is with a blue. And then the subsequent days, they're just kind of a free for all. I'll just choose whatever I'm feeling for that day, or sometimes I'll think of it the day before and be like, I'll set it aside and say, oh, I want to do this color the next day. On the last page of this little swatch book are the swatches of all the mixes that I've made throughout the days. I really like to be able to see them all together. It's really cool to see like all the different kind of colors you can make. Um, the only thing I discovered was, or refined, was I didn't like that it didn't fill the whole page. So I'll show in just a second the next set of 10 days. I changed that up so that I made it so it could fill the whole page. One thing I will say is the other thing I learned over this was I wanted to be a little bit more adventurous. I discovered that I kept it pretty safe here in this combo. These combos, they're all kind of just, there's nothing really that stands out too much. But here first is, so this is the second set of 10 days book. And in this one, I blocked it out a little bit better so that it would fill the whole spread. I like it a lot too. It gives more room to see each color, and especially with like this, where I realized that when I was doing the mixes, my ratios were not really giving me what I was looking for. I made the discovery that this turquoise blue is a lot stronger. The pigments are much more powerful than I expected. So I made that discovery kind of in the first mixing day and was able to kind of use that going through and fill this whole part of the page. So as for the painty papers, for the first set of days, the first set of 10 days or 9 days, I chose a variety of 10 different papers to create on. That was like book pages, vellum, score sheets, um, like just a bunch of different stuff, different types of book pages, deli paper, and so forth to work on. And I worked on those throughout the 10 days, making different patterns. Um, and I enjoyed it, but also felt like it was a little bit too much like a production line. I love making painty papers. It's meditative, it's awesome, but again, there wasn't quite enough play involved. So for the second set of 10 days, I have these little journals that it's just a composition book cut in half. So for the first day, before I decided to make a designated one, I um, did this spread for the first day of the second 10 days using that turquoise color. I actually really love this. And then after that, I ended up making I just pulled one aside for using designated for this project. So it's been great because it's allowing me to represent the colors that I've been mixing, but in a more playful way, using more marks, um, and maybe making like a little bit more of a completed project each day versus just painty papers that are collage papers will be used later. So it's cool. It's been representing all the colors, also giving me a chance to more openly maybe make marks or play. And also a lot of times I'll use, like if I've used a stencil on the painty papers, I'll then bring it in here as a component of these pages. But it's just been nice because it is a little bit more playful than just, you know, pounding out some different pattern papers for each color. So those are the ones I've got so far. So yeah, I still was doing painting papers, obviously. This was the second set of 10 days. I use a few less different types, but like still a great like variety of papers to do. For this third set of 10 days, which we're in right now, I refined it even a little bit more just to kind of see how that would go. I'm only using like 5 sheets. Um, all of them are book pages and all of them are almost the same size. But I added on, to keep it mixed up a little bit, a flashcard and a receipt, for which it's just another substrate to kind of play on and to just make marks on. So a lot of the time, those have kind of been like, they're almost like a miniature version of the journal. So I'm playing with a lot of the same marks and using a lot of the same stencils and designs on those. It's just something a little bit different, a different substrate to work on to just keep it interesting and less production line style. I also, for the third set of 10 days, gave myself the challenge to only or mostly only use craft paint. If you've ever tried to mix colors with craft paint, you know that it can be tricky, but I felt like I just wanted the challenge. I'm doing basically the same format, just only or almost only using craft paint. So I love mixing colors. And even when it's not a great color, was it yesterday? 2 days ago, I had one that kind of got a little muddy, but I played with it and made it so that it would work. And that's a really cool challenge too. And I'm enjoying that part of it. Or sometimes I'm using a color that I may not really like. I don't lean towards the warm colors, reds and such, but I'm just playing and pushing and just, kind of expanding what I like and expanding what I enjoy. Um, Even on some of the pages I'm doing a little bit of mark making. I just really want it to be playful and I really want to enjoy it and remember why I do it and just um, get all the good things out of the creating every day that I know are available to me by doing that. I do still feel a little bit tight, but I'm hoping that the freedom will just grow and I'll get a little bit looser as the days go by. There is still plenty of days left to play on this project. So as for sharing this project along the way, um, I have been posting each day's like set of papers on my Instagram stories, and then I've been saving those as a highlight on my profile. Also on the 10th day, I've been sharing a flip through of the painting papers that I've made over the time. I just really like looking back over the evidence, but also if you're interested in looking back, it's pretty cool to see. So that's my project so far. I hope I didn't forget anything that I wanted to say. I will maybe do another video update later on. We will see if things change or see how things are going, if there's more that I would like to share, if I've made some more refinements or made some more discoveries. The one thing I wanted to say, that probably my favorite mark so far has been probably one of the simplest ones: palette knife, scoop up some paint, and just pull it down. At some point, maybe I'll do a little flip through of all the ones I've made that way, because I think they've kind of become one of my favorite things, my favorite little experiments so far. So that's it. That's my greatest discovery or enjoyment maybe so far, one of them. So yeah, maybe there'll be a video again later, maybe on day 50. We shall see how things are going. But for now, thank you for watching.